Well, actually, I want to address the money thing. You said most Muslims don't understand their relationship with money, and we were talking the coffee shop. What do you mean by that? What should our relationship with money be?
Like the first question I asked you, what if someone asks you how you, from an Islamic perspective, what is the role of money as Allah describes it? It's إِنَّمَا أَمْوَالُكُمْ وَأَوْلَادُكُمْ فِتْنَةٌ. So it's a test from Allah, and how you react to it, how you deal with it or interact with it, makes it good or bad. So that's all it is. If Allah gives you abundance of wealth, to see that your job, this is the life-changing sort of perspective. My job is to seek out God's commands in the wealth that He's given me. What are His commands that are associated to dealing with business and wealth? My job is to fulfill those, even at times where it may seem like fulfilling those is a disadvantage to me financially. Because sometimes you're like, but if I do that, if I tell them the truth, I won't be able to sell. So then the question is, well, you want a successful transaction from a dunyawi perspective or an akhirah perspective? From a dunyawi perspective, it's whether you made or lost money. From an akhirah perspective, it's whether you fulfilled God's command in the money. What if there's no money? What's God's commands when there are no money? What does He want from you when He hasn't given you much? Sabr? How does He want you to react or respond? How did the Prophet ﷺ respond? So money is no longer this like. Look, Allah, what does He say? He says, يَا ابْنَ آدَمْ خَلَقْتُكَ لِعِبَادَتِي فَلَا تَلْعَبْ وَقَسَمْتُ لَكَ رِزْقَكَ فَلَا تَتْعَبْ. That I created you for my worship, so don't play. And I've already assigned for you your portion of rizq. So don't fatigue yourself. Don't tire yourself. So He's not saying don't make an effort to provide, work to make an income or earn a halal living. He's just saying don't tire yourself over it. Famshu. So now you're not like, it's my purpose in life to become a millionaire. It's your purpose in your life to worship Allah and become a slave of Allah, not a millionaire. You can be a slave of Allah that's a millionaire, or a slave of Allah that's a poor pauper. That's God's business. And that's how fair God is, because now it means that the billionaire and the pauper Muslim both have equal opportunity. Remember when I told you Allah describes Sulaiman, ni'mal abd innahu awwab, and Sulaiman is shakur. Allah describes him as what a great servant. He's always returning to Allah. And then right after it, the story of Ayub, inna wajadnahu sabiran. We found him sabir. Ni'mal abd innahu awwab. What a great servant. He is returning always to God's command. So the one with a difficult trial in his life and very little means is being described in the same way as a great servant, because he's returning to God's command as it relates to trials and poverty and sickness. And Sulaiman alayhi salam is returning to God's command in terms of how do I react when I have all this wealth? And both are equally successful. That's a blessing. Yani you already have everything you need. This is not PlayStation, where your character needs time to collect his shields and his armor and hada. Allah's put you in the PlayStation ready to go, ready to play. Go for it. You have everything you need. What do you have? Amanu, your heart, wa amilu salihat, and their body. Move. I put your ruh in a vessel called the body. It'll carry you for 60 to 70 years. Go. You don't have time. That 60 to 70 years will declare how you live eternity. Eternity is going to be determined forever. There's no stopping it based on how you spend. So now you go from, you're hacking it because you're like, can I have a infinite intention? Ya Allah, if I were to live forever, I would worship you in the best way possible all the time. And then you die upon this beautiful intention. Your sleep becomes worship because you're sleeping to gain strength for the worship of Allah. Your eating becomes worship. Your drinking becomes worship. Your earning a livelihood becomes worship because now you've infused it with a deep meaning that, this life, this is a means to get to the real life. وَإِنَّ الدَّارَ الْآخِرَةَ لَهِيَ الْحَيَوَانِ. Allah says, that's the real animal. The true animal is the akhirah. That's the real deal. That's what it's all really about. How do you secure your space there? Intention and a'mal is the cloak you place on the circumstances Allah creates from day to day, from moment to moment in your life. And I'm talking as much as lifting this cup of water with awareness that Allah is creating and giving me the power to hold the cup and move it and drink and swallow and gulp, and you sort of have this constant presence with Allah as you move about in your life. And if you live in the Jannah in this dunya. Some ulama say if you don't see Jannah in this life, you can't see Jannah in afterlife.
What do you mean by that?
Jannatul dunya is, the true Tawheed and Iman.